If you feel stuck right now, like everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still, listen carefully. The truth is, you are not behind. You are not late, and you are definitely not finished. We live in a world that constantly shows us other people's highlight reels. Promotions at 23, businesses at 19, dream houses before 30. Social media makes it look like life is a race, and somehow you miss the starting gun. Every scroll feels like proof that you're falling behind. Every comparison feels like quiet confirmation that you're not enough. But here's what nobody tells you. Growth is invisible before it becomes undeniable. A seed looks like it's doing nothing underground for weeks, sometimes months. No movement, no applause, no proof. But beneath the surface, roots are forming. Strength is building. The foundation is expanding quietly in the dark. And if you judge that seed too early, you'd call it a failure, when in reality, it's preparing for a breakthrough. Maybe this stuck season in your life isn't punishment. Maybe it's preparation. Maybe while you think nothing is happening, your mindset is shifting. Your resilience is building. Your patience is strengthening. Your character is being shaped, and those are things success requires, but social media never shows. You feel left behind because you're measuring your chapter 3 against someone else's chapter 20. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's polished outcome. You don't see their struggles, their failures, their doubts, the years they felt lost. You only see the result. And here's the real truth that can change everything. Life is not a race. It's a personal journey. There is no universal timeline for success. No rule that says you must arrive by a certain age. No law that declares you failed because your progress is slower. Some people bloom early, some bloom late, but both still bloom. Feeling stuck doesn't mean you are incapable. It means you are in transition, and transitions are uncomfortable. They feel uncertain. They test your belief in yourself, but they are also where transformation begins. The caterpillar feels stuck before it becomes a butterfly. The night feels endless before sunrise. The pressure feels unbearable before the diamond forms. So if you feel behind, maybe you're not behind at all. Maybe you're building something deeper. Maybe you're learning lessons that will protect you later. Maybe you're becoming the person who can handle the success you're praying for. And one day, when it all starts to make sense, you'll look back at this stuck season and realize it was never a setback. It was the setup. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you next might completely change the way you see your life right now. If you feel stuck, like life is moving forward for everyone else while you are trapped in the same place, you need to hear this. Being behind is an illusion. Feeling like others have outrun you is natural, but it doesn't reflect reality. Life is not a straight path. It is a series of seasons, each with its own rhythm, lessons, and timing. Right now, where you are may feel suffocating, frustrating, and unfair, but it is not wasted time. It is the invisible work, the foundation, and the preparation for the breakthrough that is waiting for you. Most people give up during this phase because they are looking at results without appreciating the process. They see success in snapshots and think it was easy for those who achieved it, but nothing could be further from the truth. Consider J.K. Rowling, one of the most successful authors of our time. She was rejected by 12 different publishers before Harry Potter found a home. Before her success, she was living as a single mother, struggling with depression, writing in cafes while her infant daughter slept beside her. If she had looked at the people around her who already had book deals or stable jobs and compared herself, she would have felt behind. She might have thought her dream was impossible, yet what looked like struggle was preparation. Those years of quiet work, rejection, and hardship were laying the foundation for the incredible global success that followed. Her story is a reminder that the time you feel stuck is often the exact time when your roots are growing strongest, even if you can't see it. This is true for many others, not just celebrities. Think about someone you know personally, a friend, a cousin, or even yourself. Life doesn't always go according to a predictable timeline. You might graduate, start your career, and then feel completely lost. Promotions are slow, opportunities seem scarce, or the right doors don't open yet. Meanwhile, your social media feeds are full of people your age achieving milestones that seem far beyond your reach. It is natural to feel left behind. But the truth is that every season of waiting, learning, or even failure is adding something crucial to your life. Skills are developing quietly. Resilience is being built. The mindset needed for your eventual success is forming in ways you can't measure yet. Invisible growth precedes visible breakthroughs. Let's take another example. Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of KFC, he began his journey of franchising KFC in his 60s to 60. Many people think life has an expiration date for their dreams, but his story proves otherwise. He faced years of rejection, criticism, and failure, and yet he persisted. People around him might have assumed he was too late, that he had missed his chance, and that he should give up. But that late start was not a setback, it was his season of preparation. During the years that felt like waiting, he refined his recipe, honed his business strategy, and developed the determination to see it through. The world only sees the iconic KFC brand, not the decades of effort, trial, and error behind it. Your season of feeling stuck could be your own version of Colonel Sanders' preparation years. Feeling left behind often comes from comparison, which is an easy trap to fall into. We live in a culture obsessed with timelines and benchmarks. You should have graduated by this age. You should own a house by that age. You should be married by now. You should have your dream job already. These comparisons are misleading because no two people's paths are identical. Each person's journey is influenced by circumstances, timing, resources, and experiences that are unique. When you compare your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel, you're setting yourself up for unnecessary pain. The reality is that your timeline is yours alone, and there is no universal clock that decides when you are late. Consider Oprah Winfrey. Before becoming the media mogul she is today, she faced a childhood filled with poverty, abuse, and challenges that could have easily defined her life. She was told she would never succeed, that she was not good enough, and yet she persevered. For years, she worked small jobs in television, was fired from positions, and faced countless obstacles. To anyone watching from the outside, it might have seemed like she was behind or that her dreams were impossible. But that period of struggle was formative. It taught her empathy, resilience, and perspective, qualities that became her true strength. The years when you feel stuck, when nothing seems to go right, are often when your character is being forged, preparing you for a future that will require strength, patience, and wisdom. There is also an important truth about momentum. It is built quietly before it becomes visible. Growth is often invisible. A tree appears still for years before it begins to sprout fruit. A musician practices daily for years in obscurity before a single. Performance makes them famous. The same principle applies to you. Your efforts, even if they feel unrecognized or unrewarded, are compounding. They are not wasted. Every small step, every day you show up, every failure you survive is adding up. This is the paradox of progress. You may not feel it, but the preparation matters more than the immediate result. Sometimes the reason you feel stuck is that you are underestimating the time it takes to grow, heal, or learn. Life's most important lessons cannot be rushed. Skill, knowledge, emotional intelligence, and clarity take time. Malcolm Gladwell famously discussed the 10,000-hour rule, illustrating that mastery in any field requires significant dedication and patience. If you are in the middle of that process, it may feel like stagnation, but in truth, it is incubation. You are becoming capable of achieving something that your current self cannot yet handle. The person who gives up now never experiences the full power of what they are capable of. Even ordinary, relatable lives demonstrate this principle. Think of someone working a job they feel stuck in while trying to start a business or pursue a dream. Every late night, every extra effort, every moment of learning, reading, watching tutorials, practicing adds unseen value. Success rarely appears overnight. What feels like waiting is actually preparation. The small, consistent actions are planting seeds that will grow when conditions are right. The breakthrough often arrives when you least expect it, and it is far bigger than anything you could have achieved without that period of effort and patience. There's also a psychological component to feeling stuck. The human brain often confuses inactivity with failure. When we are not seeing immediate results, we feel anxious, frustrated, and hopeless. But life is rarely linear. Growth curves are often exponential, slow at first, then rapid and obvious later. The person who seems ahead now may face setbacks tomorrow, and the one who feels behind today may find a sudden acceleration in progress. Your job is to focus on the things you can control: your effort, your learning, your mindset, and your resilience. These are the only things that guarantee you will be ready when your moment comes. Another example is Steve Jobs. Before Apple became a global tech empire, Jobs was fired from his own company. At the time, it felt like a devastating failure. He had worked years building Apple, and suddenly he was ousted. To an outside observer, it looked like he was completely behind, that his life was derailed. Yet, in that period, he founded Next and invested in Pixar, both of which became instrumental to his eventual return to Apple and the incredible success that followed. Being stuck or behind does not mean permanent failure. It can be a redirection, a period of learning, and a necessary pause before a bigger breakthrough. The truth is that life rewards patience and persistence more than speed. The person who finishes first may not always finish best. Sometimes the most enduring, impactful, and meaningful successes come from those who took longer, learned deeper, and endured hardship with resilience. Feeling stuck can be an invitation to slow down, reassess, and strengthen yourself for what is ahead. It is a season of hidden growth, shaping you into someone capable of handling the magnitude of what you are striving for. So what can you do today if you feel left behind? First, shift your perspective. Understand that being stuck is not a verdict on your ability or worth. It is a natural part of life's rhythm. Second, focus on daily progress rather than immediate results. Learn, practice, reflect, and take consistent action, no matter how small. Third, stop comparing your journey to others. Your path is unique, and comparison only clouds your judgment and steals your confidence. Fourth, embrace patience and persistence. The most significant transformations take time, and the effort you put in now compounds into results you cannot yet imagine. Finally, cultivate resilience. Life will test you, but those tests are what prepare you for greater success, responsibility, and impact. Remember, being stuck is not a sign that you are falling behind. It is a sign that growth is happening beneath the surface. Like the caterpillar in its cocoon, you may feel trapped, but soon you will emerge with strength, wings, and vision that could not have existed before. Like the seed buried in the soil, your roots are strengthening. Even if you can't see them, every moment, every challenge, every quiet effort is a step toward your breakthrough. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Your time is coming, and when it finally arrives, you will look back on this season not with regret, but with gratitude. Because this moment of feeling stuck was never wasted. It was the foundation, the shaping, and the preparation for the extraordinary life waiting for you. Many people fail to see the hidden beauty in being stuck because our culture glorifies speed. We are taught that the faster you graduate, the earlier you climb the corporate ladder, the sooner you achieve your dreams, the better you are doing. But life rarely moves in straight lines. Nature itself works in seasons. Trees do not bear fruit immediately after planting a seed. Rivers do not rush to the ocean in a straight path. The slow, unseen processes, roots growing, soil nourishing, rain falling, are what make the eventual harvest possible. Similarly, your current stuck season is not a mistake or punishment. It is your personal season of preparation, and its value is immeasurable. Take the example of Vera Wang, the famous fashion designer. She did not start her career as a designer until she was in her 40s. Before that, she was a competitive figure skater and later worked as a fashion editor. Many people might have considered her late in starting her true passion, but every experience she had prior, every year, every setback, every learning moment prepared her to become one of the most influential designers in the world. If she had rushed or compared herself to younger designers, she might have abandoned her dream. But instead, she allowed herself to grow in her own time, and her patience became her greatest advantage. Another powerful illustration comes from Thomas Edison. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine the feeling of trying, failing, being criticized, and still continuing the effort over years without immediate recognition. That is what it feels like to be stuck and misunderstood by the world. Edison's long struggle was necessary for the invention of the light bulb, a creation that changed human history. Each moment of being behind, of failing, of enduring criticism, was building the resilience, knowledge, and skill he needed to succeed. The invisible effort is what the world eventually sees as genius. Perhaps the hardest part about feeling stuck is the internal dialogue. You lie awake at night thinking, why am I not where I should be? Why am I failing while everyone else is winning? These thoughts can feel heavy, crushing even. But here's the secret. Your mind is not the enemy. It is simply reflecting your fear of uncertainty. And fear is often a sign that you are on the edge of growth. The moments when life feels hardest, when you feel the most left behind, are often exactly the moments that will define your future. How you respond to this period is what separates those who ultimately succeed from those who give up. Consider the story of Sylvester Stallone. Before Rocky became a cultural phenomenon, Stallone was an unknown actor struggling in New York City. He was poor, nearly homeless, and rejected by almost every producer. Yet he refused to sell the script for Rocky unless he was allowed to star in it himself. At the time, it felt like he was behind. Every other actor seemed more successful, more prepared, more talented, but he trusted his vision, persevered through rejection, and eventually created one of the most inspiring films of all time. Stallone's years of struggle were essential to his ability to portray Rocky authentically. Your current struggle could be doing the same for you, shaping the skills, mindset, and courage you will need to fully embrace your moment when it arrives. It is also crucial to recognize that being behind is often a matter of perspective. Life is not a competition. It is a journey unique to each individual. Some people start late and achieve extraordinary success. Others start early but burn out or take the wrong paths. Timing is everything, but the only timeline that matters is yours. Elon Musk, for instance, was already working in tech, yet it took years of trial, error, and risk-taking before he created PayPal, Tesla, and SpaceX. His journey was not linear. Every setback, every moment that felt like stagnation, contributed to the extraordinary outcome that the world now sees. Your own timeline may look messy, uncertain, and frustrating, but that does not mean you are failing, it means you are growing. Another lesson is learning to value incremental progress. When you are stuck, it is easy to focus on how far you still have to go instead of appreciating how far you have already come. Every step you take, every book you read, every skill you practice, every challenge you face is building momentum. Think of it as compounding effort. Just as a small deposit grows into a fortune over time due to interest, consistent small actions accumulate into remarkable results. The person who feels they are behind but continues to put in effort quietly often overtakes those who appear ahead but are inconsistent or impatient. Look at Walt Disney, for example. He was fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. He faced bankruptcy, rejection, and ridicule, but he persisted. Failure was not a reason to give up, but a stepping stone to refine his vision. He started small, built skills, and kept creating, often in secret, until he could manifest his dream into a global empire. Those years of struggle and being behind were essential. Disney's story teaches us that the journey often looks slow, lonely, and frustrating, but the result is worth every moment of perseverance. Now let's make this practical. If you are feeling stuck, you need to ask yourself, what can I do today that moves me closer to my goal, no matter how small? Action is the antidote to despair. Small, consistent steps build confidence, skills, and clarity. You don't need to see the full path to take the next step. You only need to take the next step. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a habit, connecting with the right people, or even reflecting on your vision, each effort compounds. Your breakthrough will come, and when it does, the time you spent feeling stuck will suddenly make perfect sense. Another powerful approach is embracing failure as feedback rather than proof of inadequacy. Every mistake, every rejection, every wrong turn is a teacher. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine the pain, the feeling of being behind, watching peers advance while you were left out. Yet Jordan used that as motivation. He trained harder, practiced longer, and refused to let that setback define him. His story reminds us that being left behind is not permanent unless we accept it as such. Setbacks are fuel for growth. Even ordinary people show this principle. Think of the person juggling multiple jobs while saving money for their own business. It may feel like progress is slow, like others are racing ahead, but each day of work, learning, and effort is creating a foundation for independence, stability, and success. These moments teach patience, discipline, and resilience, qualities that are more important than speed. Often, people who achieve quick results lack these qualities and struggle to sustain success. The slow, patient builders are the ones who ultimately thrive. One of the most emotional truths about feeling stuck is that it teaches empathy. When you have struggled, you understand the struggles of others. You appreciate victories more deeply because you have experienced hardship firsthand. Oprah Winfrey's difficult childhood, as mentioned earlier, shaped the empathy and understanding that allowed her to connect with millions of people worldwide. Your current season of struggle may feel isolating, but it is quietly developing qualities in you that will enrich your life and the lives of others in ways you cannot yet see. It is also important to recognize that your past is not a prison. Feeling behind is often a result of thinking your mistakes or delays define your future, but every day is a chance to reset, to focus, and to act. Steve Jobs' return to Apple in his 40s shows that even after what feels like failure, reinvention is possible. Life rewards those who refuse to be defined by their current circumstances and instead commit to growth, learning, and persistence. Finally, the key takeaway is this: your current season of being stuck is temporary, and it is meaningful. It is shaping you into the person capable of handling the success you are striving for. You are not late. You are not failing. You are growing, learning, and building foundations you cannot yet see. The pain, frustration, and uncertainty you feel now are investments in your future. Just like the seed in the soil, the caterpillar in its cocoon, and the night before sunrise, your transformation is quietly happening beneath the surface. Trust the process, keep taking action, and remain patient. Your breakthrough is coming, and when it arrives, it will be worth every moment of feeling behind. So here's the truth I want you to take with you today. Where you are right now, feeling stuck, left behind, or unsure, is not the end of your story. It is the turning point. Every moment of struggle, every setback, every late night, every small, unnoticed effort is shaping the person you are meant to become. Life is not a race, and there is no deadline on your dreams. Your journey is unique, and your timing is perfect. You have the power to transform your story starting today. You can take one small step toward your goal, one deliberate action that moves you forward, no matter how invisible the progress seems. Commit to learning, to growing, to showing up for yourself, even when no one else notices. Your patience, persistence, and courage now will pay off in ways you cannot yet imagine. Remember, greatness is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Your breakthrough is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of preparation, effort, and belief in yourself. So do not give up. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Trust your path. Keep moving forward, even if it feeling behind. So here's the truth I want you to take with you today. Where you are right now, feeling stuck, left behind, or unsure, is not the end of your story. It is the turning point. Every moment of struggle, every setback, every late night, every small unnoticed effort is shaping the person you are meant to become. Life is not a race, and there is no deadline on your dreams. Your journey is unique, and your timing is perfect. You have the power to transform your story starting today. You can take one small step toward your goal, one deliberate action that moves you forward, no matter how invisible the progress seems. Commit to learning, to growing, to showing up for yourself, even when no one else notices. Your patience, persistence, and courage now will pay off in ways you cannot yet imagine. Remember, greatness is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Your breakthrough is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of preparation, effort, and belief in yourself. So do not give up. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Trust your path. Keep moving forward, even if it feels slow. And when you look back one day, you will realize that this season, the season you once thought was wasted, was actually the most important season of all. It was the time that made you stronger, wiser, and ready to step into the life you are meant to live. So take action today. Plant the seed, build the skill, embrace the struggle, and rise with courage. Your future self is waiting, and it will thank you for not giving up. This is your moment. Own it.